Hi, so this video is going to be about fibroid and open myomectomy surgery that I had to undergo just a week ago. I'm going to walk you through what happened before and after and what led to the decision and what the surgery is about, and mostly where am I right now. So before I begin this video, I'm not a medical professional and I am just a person who had to undergo the surgery. I tried to find a lot of answers before my surgery and I was not able to find the same online. So this is just to help anyone who is going through something similar in case they need some reference point. So let's begin. So the journey started about a couple of months back. In December, I faced severe pain in my abdomen during one of my periods or something, and that's what led me to go to my doctor. So once I went to my doctor, she of course did a physical exam and she wrote something like a lump on my prescription, and she said ki it seems like you have a large fibroid. So fibroids, as a background, it's essentially a tissue that grows in or around uterus. It's essentially benign tumors that rarely turn out to be cancerous, and there are two situations in which fibroids need to be taken out: if they are causing a lot of symptoms for you, and number two is if they are growing, if they have grown too large or they're expanding and so on and so forth. So I of course went for a routine USG checkup and finally had to go to the doctor with the USG reports, and they saw that my fibroid, as per the USG, had grown to 8.5 centimeters on one dimension. So it was pretty big. So just to give you a reference, the uterus had grown to the size of 26 weeks pregnancy without there being any kid. So just the fibroid made it grow. So my fibroid location was inside the uterus. So that means I had to go for a myomectomy as per my doctor, because it was growing. So a growing tumor is, however benign, is never good. It has to be taken out. So what happened was we discussed our options. So more often than not in myomectomy, you will have to choose whether you want to do laparoscopic or open. I will tell you why I went through open instead of laparoscopic in my particular case. So you have to discuss this with your doctor. I was given two options. One is laparoscopic and one is open. What happens in laparoscopic is they do a smaller incision. However, as the fibroid size is big, right? So they cannot take it out through that incision, even though they can resect and everything. So what happens is they have to use something called a morcellator device, which is kind of like a churning machine. So it has been shown in multiple FDA reports and multiple documentation that that churning machine leads to a lot of fibroids being spread around the uterus, right, as seedlings. So it's called seedling side effect. So turns out I had one fibroid, and then with that seedling effect, I might have 10 or 15 more fibroids down the line. So my doctor recommended ki you're going through the surgery. I don't prefer using morcellator because of the side effect, and the location is inside. So if I had to go through it laparoscopically without the morcellator, they anyways have to do that incision to take that out. So might as well do a little bit more of an incision to make it an open myomectomy, have a quicker surgery, meaning I have to be less OT time for me, and that means lesser complications and all of that. So that's the decision that led to open myomectomy. So this is what I'm talking about. What is morcellator, open versus laparoscopic? Depending upon your location of fibroid, actually the decision may change, because if your fibroid is located outside the uterus, a laparoscopic approach may be better. Or in my case, it was inside the uterus and it was big, so it didn't make sense at all logically, even though some other doctors did suggest me morcellator. So this is something that I wanted to put out there. Ki advocate for yourself. Don't go for morcellators or something like that. They do have a side effect. I went for second opinions and third opinions, and very popular doctors also did not tell me about the seedling effect. Okay, so this is something that I'm putting out there as an information resource for anyone else who has a similar problem. Use of morcellator, whenever they give you a quote, if you see something called a morcellator device, that is usually not covered under insurance as well, And because of this reason, because insurance doesn't like to cover something that will deteriorate, that will inflate your problems further down the line. So that's also the reason. You'll see that they will say that morcellator is not covered under insurance, and they will add it to your estimate charges. So that's the indication that you have to advocate for yourself. Go for another opinion. We'll explain you ki bhai, you have to go for open myomectomy instead of a laparoscopic approach. There are multiple FDA documents. I will link them below. Morcellator seedling side effect, you can search for it, you'll get it, get the results. So this is my journey of open myomectomy. What happened was I had to go through this USG, and of course I had to show the reports, and then we decided on the open approach. Then we selected the date, and due to the current COVID situation, I had to go through all the pre-op checklist. Pre-op reports, I had to do it 7 days before the date that was decided for me. I got the reports within a day from medical test laboratory. I had to go for 2 more things. One is tetanus shot. Another thing I had to do was get a COVID test 72 hours before the surgery date, and I had to send all those details to the doctor, of course, and they went through all the report. My reports were normal, so I went through all the thing. I got admitted 1 day before my surgery, so the hospital took care of everything. And generally, if you're at home, you have to worry about that. They kept me on anti-anxiety meds, so I slept very well days leading up to surgery. So if you're anxious about your surgery, you can actually talk to your doctor about it. You can advocate for yourself again that, okay, I'm feeling anxious, not able to sleep. They will give you sleeping medications, everything that is needed to get you prepped for the day of your surgery, if this is your first surgery. So generally, this is pretty much it. Then I went through the surgery. Surgery was pretty smooth. I can talk more in detail about the surgery as well. If you guys want me to, let me know. It was basically spinal anesthesia for me, and I did not feel a thing. If you have any questions about that, I can clarify the same. I was given some sleeping medication as well. So despite me being not on general anesthesia and spinal anesthesia, I could feel the pressure of the surgeon's hands on my body, but not the pain. And as I was very freaked out in the OT and everything was happening around me and all of that, so they gave me something to sleep. I felt very cold in the OT room, so they gave me warmer and blankets and all of that, and I just slept very peacefully while they cut that thing out of me. And then they actually put me on catheter in the OT itself. So but the catheter was taken out 24 hours after the operation. So 24 hours I couldn't move from my bed. I was fed, I was put on liquid diet, I think. So then post 24 hours I had to go to my washroom by myself and all of that. I could walk, but it was a bit painful. They keep you on a lot of painkillers, and one of the most surprising part about this journey is the painkillers through rectum. I mean, not injection, but actual tablets that they insert through the butthole. That is the quickest mechanism and the best quality painkillers that I felt was given to me. Anyways, I didn't feel any pain or anything, so that was great. I have become a huge fan of modern medicine and medicines. It's a miracle that I was chopped 9 such fingers, so about bigger than this part, if that makes sense. I haven't measured the incision site, so that's what you can expect from an open myomectomy. So the fact that that much incision was there, and a week later I'm able to make this video and talk, but I'm not able to talk for longer periods. I'm taking it really slow because it's very important that the thing downstairs heals properly, because talking and moving and everything requires somehow the abdominal muscles, that I'm realizing, and that is a little bit tough to do. So take it slow. I'm taking it slow. If you are going through the same, take it slow. Take a couple of weeks of leave. And I have work from home, so I'm going to resume work from next week very slowly. I'm not assuming full responsibilities yet, I don't think I can. I'm feeling like sleeping all the time. All my medicines got over yesterday, so that's great. So no more painkillers or anything for me. So right now I'm not on any painkillers or any medications, and I'm not feeling any pain unless I move or walk or talk too much or pick up things too much or work for longer periods, look at screen for longer periods, and so on and so forth. But if you take it easy, it's okay. Sleeping is the best medicine, I think. Right now I'm sleeping a lot and I'm feeling a lot better after sleeping a lot. So that's post-surgery recovery for me. That's pretty much it. I will talk in detail about the review of the hospital that I went to the surgery for. I will talk in detail about other things, like if you want me to talk in detail about the procedure, I will do that. Let me know in the comments below. I'll give a whole price breakdown of how much the cost was in the subsequent videos, but this is pretty much the summary of what came out of me and some gotchas that I faced.